and welcome to the AI with Arun show. In this video, we are diving into the future of global system integrators or GSIs. Companies like Accenture or TCS or Infosys or Wipro or Tech Mahindra or HCL, Cognizant that have historically made their money through a model called the labor arbitrage, which basically means selling thousands of human working hours. But AI has created what we call a productivity paradox. Because AI can write code or process data in seconds, charging clients by the hour suddenly does not make sense anymore. If a GSI wants to survive, they can't just be a manpower provider. They have to become an outcome orchestrator. This means they must guarantee a specific business result rather than just billing for time. In this video, we are unpacking a complete blueprint for how massive IT companies can rebuild themselves for this high margin AI native world. Now, the transformation is built on four core principles. The first is outcome orchestration. Instead of saying that we'll give you 50 developers, a GSI says, we will increase your sales by 10%, and their pay is tied to a success fee. The second principle is IP led value creation. IP stands for intellectual property. Rather than just setting up software built by other companies, GSIs need to build their own proprietary AI platforms and agents, essentially creating their own highly valuable software products. The third principle is shifting to an agentic workforce. Traditionally, IT companies look like a pyramid, a few managers at the top, and a massive base of junior engineers and developers. The new model is diamond shaped, a thick middle layer of human experts who manage entire fleets of AI agents. Think of an AI agent as a digital worker that can execute complex tasks on its own. The fourth principle is global local contextualization. This means balancing massive centralized AI computing power with smaller local hubs in places like the US or Europe or wherever your markets are. These local hubs handle face to face client meetings, local laws, and data privacy rules to ensure sensitive information is handled the right way. Now, let's look at the foundational concepts of this new model. First is the Agentic Pod. Instead of throwing an army of 100 people at a project, the GSI uses elite pods. These are small teams of just 3 to 5 highly skilled full stack orchestrators. These folks are experts at writing prompts, coding, and design, and the main job is to manage a massive fleet of custom AI digital workers. By doing this, the GSI completely breaks down the old pyramid structure. Tasks that used to require an entire separate departments, like software testing or maintenance, are simply handled by AI agents within these small cross-functional pods. The second foundational concept is a massive shift called services as software. GSIs need to stop acting like traditional consultants and act like software product companies. They do this by building a central AI foundry, a core team that builds reusable AI platforms. For example, they might build an AI engine that automatically upgrades outdated bank software into modern code. Then the GSI sells this as the banking agent platform instead of selling a team of developers. Because they're selling a powerful product, they change how they charge clients, moving away from the hourly billing to software style subscription or usage fees. The third concept is organizing the company into outcome based value streams. Units are realigned into cost optimization streams, revenue acceleration streams, or customer experience streams. Right now, most IT companies group employees by the technical skills, like having a Java team or a cloud team. In the AI native world, as I mentioned, the units are grouped by the business goal they achieve, like revenue, cost, or customer experience. Now imagine a team that includes data scientists, industry experts, and designers, all laser focused on one single goal: increasing a retail client's online conversion rate by 10%. The magic here is the success fee. The GSI gets paid based on the AI's ability to actually hit the 10% goal, perfectly aligning the GSI's incentives with the client's success. The fourth concept addresses a massive concern for companies today: data privacy and AI regulations. It's called the sovereign and the edge hubs model. Rather than running everything from massive campuses halfway across the world, the GSI builds a distributed network. Small, highly intense, local innovation hubs are placed close to the clients, like in the US or Europe or Australia or wherever your clients are, to handle face to face meetings, local laws, and business context. Meanwhile, the core in places like India handles the heavy computing and model training. This solves the black box problem, assuring clients that their sensitive data is not secretly leaving the country to be processed by AI. So, how do you actually reorganize a massive GSI for this? We will use an example of a 100,000 person GSI. We divide it into three main layers: cognitive core, industry orchestrators, and hybrid execution units. To be clear, we're just using an example of a 100,000 strong workforce, and the numbers that we have cited over the next three slides for these three layers can always be modified based on the number of people that you have in your own organization. All right. So let's break down each of these three layers in the next couple of slides. Let's look at layer one, the cognitive core or the engine room. Now, this is a centralized group of about 15,000 top tier AI researchers and data engineers. Their job is to build the GSI brain. This brain includes the foundry, which builds golden agents, perfected AI bots that can write code or process documents flawlessly. It also includes the data vault, which manages massive amounts of sanitized project data to safely train these AI models to understand specific industries. Sitting above the cognitive core is the layer 2, which is the industry orchestrators. This group is made up of about 10,000 people who act as the market faces of the company. These are deep industry experts and prompt strategists who replace the traditional generalist account managers. Their job is to take the powerful AI tools built by the engine room and apply them to specific real world client problems. For example, in banking, they deploy autonomous fraud detection agents. In telecom, they might deploy agents that optimize mobile networks or provide hyper personalized customer support. They bridge the gap between the raw AI power and the human business needs. The largest chunk of the workforce, about 75,000 people, makes up layer 3, the hybrid execution units. Now, this is where the actual delivery happens and where the new diamond shape is formed. Traditional departments are totally revamped. Software engineering teams become digital assembly hubs, where human engineers primarily act as code reviewers for software generated by AI. Traditional call centers and back office work are rebranded as autonomous ops. Here, AI handles almost everything, and humans only step in for edge cases. Complex situations the AI can't figure out. Consulting turns into value engineering, using AI to run thousands of business simulations before giving advice. This massive reorganization depends on a few major strategic shifts. The most critical is the 70-30 ratio. The GSI's goal is to have 70% of all the project tasks performed by AI agents and only 30% by humans. But here is the genius part. They bill the client for 100% of the value delivered, meaning the profit margin on that 70% automated work are absolutely massive. To make this work, everyone must contribute to an agentic library, a central store of reusable AI bots that can be deployed quickly. This shift also creates fascinating new jobs like AI ethicists who are focused on AI ethics and human agent experience designers who figure out how humans and AI can collaborate best. All right, now let's talk about another part of the story, which is the partner ecosystem. A GSI cannot survive alone. It relies heavily on software partners like Google, Microsoft, Salesforce, and a whole bunch of other partners. The AI native GSI completely evolves this relationship using a 360-degree partner ecosystem matrix. Instead of just reselling software, they create joint labs. This means the GSI actually embeds hundreds of its own engineers into the partner's development team to ensure that AI agents work perfectly natively on the partner's platform. They also track a mirror P&L, a financial metric that measures not just what they sell for the partner, what they buy from them, and what custom tools they build for them. It's a deep co-evolutionary cycle. Now let's look at some real examples of this partner matrix in action. Take Google. The GSI uses Google's Gemini AI to power its own systems. They jointly sell secure AI clouds to government clients And the GSI builds custom autonomous agents for Google's own internal supply chain. Take Salesforce. The GSI uses the Agentforce software internally, co-creates specialized bots like an AI loan officer for banks, and builds digital twins for Salesforce's own customer success teams. Take Oracle as an example. The GSI moves its internal data to Oracle Cloud, jointly sells AI database upgrades, and provides the human validation for Oracle's healthcare AI. All right, so we spoke about the AI native GSI. But how do you get there? You can't flip a switch and transform 100,000 or a 500,000 employees overnight. It takes 12 to 18 months, starting with phase one, the foundation. During the first 4 months, the GSI conducts a zero based workflow audit. They look at every process and ask, if we build this today with zero humans, what would the AI workflow look like? Next, they build a massive data lakehouse, gathering 10 years of past project data to safely train their new proprietary AI models. Finally, they take 20% of their workforce and upskill them, teaching them how to orchestrate AI and engineer complex prompts. Now, phase two, which runs from 5 to 12 months, is the service line transition. This is where different departments actually change how they work daily. Traditional call center transitions into autonomous operations using shadow agents that learn from human workers before taking over the tasks. Software engineering moves to an AI first assembly line where developers start with code frameworks written by AI rather than starting from scratch. Enterprise software teams build self healing systems for clients, and consultants start selling highly advanced digital twins, which are virtual models of a client's business used to test strategies. So you see how they have moved away from an SAP practice or an Oracle practice or a Salesforce practice to something which is AI first and AI native. Finally, we reach phase three, the obelisk stabilization, taking place in months 12 to 18. Now, remember the old corporate pyramid we talked about? By this phase, the company has physically reshaped into an obelisk. This means they have a very thick, solid middle layer of highly paid senior experts and a very small base of specialized junior staff. During this phase, the GSI makes its ultimate profit pivot. They aggressively move at least 50% of all client contracts over to value based pricing. Because AI is doing the heavy lifting, this is where the GSI starts capturing massive profit margins from the automated work. This transition is incredibly risky, and GSIs must navigate several major gaps. Financially, they face the J curve revenue transition. Because they are canceling old hourly contracts and trying to sell complex outcomes, revenue will actually drop sharply before it eventually goes up, creating a scary dip that might spook investors. Commercially, there is a massive friction with client procurement departments. These departments are used to buying human hours. They literally don't have the paperwork or the mindset to easily buy a guaranteed business outcomes. GSIs will have to do a lot of client education to fix this. Then there are operational, legal, and cultural risks too. Operationally, managing thousands of AI agents requires strict governance to ensure the AI does not break down or create security holes. Legally, if a GSI trains an AI on a client's sanitized data, who actually owns that AI? This is a massive legal gray area that could spark lawsuits. Culturally, middle management might fight this change because their power has historically been tied to how many people they manage, not how efficient their AI is. Plus, the 75,000 junior employees might fear that they're training the AI that will replace them, leading to severe resistance. The biggest overarching risk is outcome liability. If an AI makes a massive mistake, the GSI is legally and financially responsible for the damage. To mitigate this, GSIs must buy specialized AI outcome insurance to protect their finances in case of catastrophic human or not human but agent errors. They must also strictly enforce the human in the loop, meaning a human expert must approve any high stakes AI decision before it executes. Finally, to solve the data privacy issue, they must use air capped AI. This means running the AI entirely inside the client's private network, ensuring sensitive information like healthcare data, for example, never leaves the building. All right, so what are the growth opportunities? And that too at higher margins. So, to drive our next phase of growth, we are pivoting towards a high margin portfolio of agent based services. We are moving beyond the traditional labor models to autonomous ops, where we capture value through outcome based billing and significant automation. The core pillars are, let's say, the agentic BPO transforms human intensive call centers into 70% margin operations. We're also tackling highly regulated sectors with sovereign AI hubs, providing secure, air capped environments that command premium consulting fees. For legacy infrastructure, our automated modernization uses a digital assembly line to refactor code at scale, delivering fixed price projects with unmatched efficiency. Scaling through ecosystems and value, meaning we are not doing this alone. Through partner co evolution with giants like Salesforce and Oracle and SAP and many other software companies, we are co developing vertical AI agents to create recurring royalty streams. Finally, we're elevating our advisory roles with value engineering as a service. By running thousands of simulations to predict business outcomes, we shift the conversations from static reports to data driven strategic support with outcome linked fees. This is not just an incremental change, it's a fundamental shift towards IP led scalability and premium strategic value. This portfolio is designed to maximize our margins while delivering immediate, measurable ROI for clients. Now, as you can imagine, to attract and retain the specialized talent required for this transformation, the GSI must fundamentally rethink its talent strategy. Now, this includes multiple things, and we talk about four of them. One, revenue sharing models. Now, implement models where the full stack orchestrators and AI specialists receive a share of the revenue generated by the proprietary IP and agents that they develop. Two, equity in IP. Offer equity like incentives or direct ownership stakes in the IP created, aligning individual success with organizational goals. Continuous learning and development. Invest heavily in reskilling the existing workforce and providing advanced training in areas like agentic RAG, prompt engineering, LLM ops, and AI governance. And fourth, human agent experience, HAX design, to ensure seamless collaboration between human employees and the digital co-workers, fostering a positive and productive work environment. All right, that's been an extensive session. So to conclude, becoming an AI native GSI requires a deep organizational transformation, not just a tech upgrade. It demands a bold shift from old revenue models, proactive risk management, and major investments in proprietary IP and elite talent. By resolving key issues like navigating the financial J curve that we spoke about earlier and building trust and innovation culture, and by focusing on high margin agent based services, GSIs can overcome the AI productivity paradox. The GSI of the future will be a high growth leader, orchestrating outcomes through a partnership between human ingenuity and AI. That brings us to the end of the show. We request you to consider joining us as a member. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun show. We'll see you in the next video.